And I have to switch to the other lobby. And while I was talking about that our stint, our field is still complete, we are not anymore for the last stint. So we raced 22 hours with all 21 cars, but final stint we missed 2 GTs. We have only 19 teams in for last stint. 5 kit. Nice. I saw that it's skid. I always said skid. I was good to go, I guess. Horst wasn't. So they are in crit fast. So we face the issue that I cannot set my go for the spectator mode. But we have 40 seconds for the game to load in. And to be honest, they will probably have a restart. But the name pronouncement, I mean, come on. Some names are really hard or can just get misread if you just have a look over them quite fast. In Sebring, instead of Corny, I was all the time Crony. One teammate has a X at the start and end of his name. It's X Skullbone X, and everyone says always X Skullbone X. At least, yeah, it's at least something you can do, but should not do. We have 2 Hirschis in our team. Some stuff with their name always happened also. Oh, thanks for this, but yeah, Australia is something. So they load into the track, so in a few seconds we should get our chance to go into spectator mode. Are on track right now with the countdown. Starting for them now. I can go to the spectator mode. And this was a fast loading, just 10 seconds. I'm surprised, to be honest. So, there we have restart. Yes. Well done. I would like to see what GT cars we missed, but it is not easy, to be honest. The M4 and Ferrari are in. We are supposed to have another Mercedes. It's one of the AFZ Mercedes that is not in the race anymore, and I think we have lost also a Mustang, because it should be 3 if I remember correctly. So let's try to see who is missing. Actually, it's RP Mullet. Who joined now? Nice. So we are just missing one more. That this is the other AFC car. Let's try to find it in the list who the driver is supposed to be. Carbon is here, yes. Oh, we are full. No, we are not full. I'm in as a spectator, so we need to be 22. We are not full. We're still missing the one Mercedes. But I have struggled to find it in the list. Oh, there it is. It's David RP, who is missed. And also my teammate again. My teammate has to restart the game because he faced the issue to not have in-game sound anymore. This was already something happening to me 2 times in a race, to lose my in-game sound. Both times it was in my own league. One was a touring car race. I had to think it was 20 minutes. I had to drive without any in-game sound. It was already horrible. And the other one was a GT race. And I think it was around half an hour I had to drive without any in-game sound. This is one of the worst bugs you can experience in this game, when you lose the sound and you have to do everything just by feelings and muscle memory. I will check if some other guys from Stint 11 are streaming or not. To open the stream right next to my own, to have a look on what is happening in there. Kami is streaming, nice. He's in 4th position, so at least with his stream I see the lead, 3rd and 5th place. Let me check if I can find someone else. no other, but this one is fine, I think. It's a good to go for us to see the result in top spots. Just Token Abyss cannot be seen there, but with what we see, we know that he is still in second place. So it's at least also something what we can get out of this view. Let's go up into the last stint of this 24-hour race. Sadly, we lost the second AFC Mercedes. So we had for 22 hours a full grid, what was actually really awesome, and still, in my opinion, it is awesome and big sportsmanship to go for 22 hours with the full grid and just to lose one car for the last stint. This is what we like to see, and this is how it should be, because everyone puts in so much time into this event to have a good event, to have a lot of fun in here, and the most of fun we can have if we are all in this group and not like in other grids where we most likely are with just 15 cars. And we see Mullet with huge mistake going into the gravel, losing immediately 6 positions, maybe 7. Yes. See a lot of action in production cars also. Good lead for the leader actually in this group. A lot of movement and position changes behind position 2 to 7. Let's have a look for GT fields again. So Ferrari Club, like expected, can stay in lead for going onto the Nordschleife. Seawood in second place, Snowball third place, Carbon fourth. Laser Guns with problems from second position back to fifth. Already gap to P6, Rex Partei's. We have this big group starting from 7th with Danzilla, Drift in 8th, Zelum in 9th. Oh, there's an incident for Drift. Going into the barrier. Someone cannot avoid his car. Let's check. Drift with a lot of damage. And Drift is out of the race. It was a really wild start. We faced in here in the GT field, and sadly we lost immediately one car at the start of the Nordschleife section. That's not what we were looking forward to go in the last stint. To lose a car before the stint starts and to lose another one in the first few minutes, and we see huge problems for Krabi and the stick at Schwedenkreuz and Arenberg. What is going on here? Mullet already on the GP course with problems. Stick with a huge issue. Krabi 2, Drift gets murdered. We cannot say it nicely. This was exactly what was happened for him. I mean, potentially this is a SI, but in my opinion, I'm only a friend to ride myself or with the team SIs if it is a car right next to us, in front or behind us, that we will see, okay, yeah, if they get a penalty, it will result in an advantage for us. We would never set an SI for a car from another class or a car that is far away in front or back from our own position. Because in the end, we just participate in here for fun, nothing to win, nothing to lose. Doesn't matter if you win the whole event or if you finish in 15th position. And we see every single endurance race, so many SIs. And I always think about the TORA staff members who have to go through all the incidents, why so many incidents have no actions for actually the overall results. So in my opinion, most likely minimum 70% of the SI written down are kinda useless. And they get hundreds of SIs through the whole year. Problems for carbon. I mean, in my own leagues, I was always a race director for myself. So I know how much work you have to go through these SIs. So yeah, I always think a little bit bigger in the situation. Is it worth it or not? I mean, yeah, a deserved penalty is a deserved penalty, but is the penalty something to get a change in result screen is the question. Hi, Truby. Yeah, but even if you are joking about the SI, I mean, SI would probably be deserved here, but yeah. I'm not a friend to see so many SIs all the time in all these events when they are useless. Just like I have explained. It's just, yeah, it is what it is. I mean, we as a single person can just get for ourselves if it's worth it or not. But I hope always in general that we do not get an escalation for DSIs. I mean, at least for you guys, I mean, it's not what we are looking for, but at least it's good to have this 90% regulation for whatever happens. At least you have this 90% result. Because others don't have rules like this. And if I remember back to this first 24-hour Le Mans race in the German community we did, if we would have a rule like this, we would still win the GT class. But since it was not like this, we lost 50% of the distance in this race. I lost the race because of this. So yeah, it's obviously not what we are looking for, to have a crash, a disconnect, or whatever, to just get the 90% results. But at least it's a nice little thing to have at TORA. So let's go through the field of lap 1. Ferrari Club in lead. Almost 4 seconds behind Seawoods in P2. Snowball P3. Rex Patice 5 and 4. Blazer Guns 5. Salem 6. Kimi 7. Place Stenzler 8. Carbon in pits. He has 7% engine damage. So stick in 9th place with Krabi fighting for 9th place. In 10th now, going for the switchback. Ja, die Mutkurve gestern, die war doof. War halt doof, dass ich mich davon habe ablenken lassen, dass ich ja wusste, dass die vor mir abfliegen, dass ich halt links auf den hohen Körper gefahren bin, davon abgebounced bin nach rechts in die Wiese und halt in die rein. War vermeidbar gewesen, aber ja, war eine Desorientierung, die ich da leider hatte, die natürlich dann zu einem blöden Resultat geführt hat. We saw that Laser has some small issues sailing in front of him now, but we're going through the pack and we will continue. So, Carbon now after his pit stop in 11th place. Zerolizek, or however to pronounce his name correctly, leader in his class. Ani Naymate in 2nd. Blade in 3rd. Floppy in 4th position, and we see Mullet going through in the GT class car. Saniers in 5th. Resuscito in 6th, and Byron in 7th place. So yeah, Mullet has to do some work to go back through the field after the incident with early damage and pit stop. So let's move forward to 9th position again because there is a fight. I don't like BMWs, to be honest, or to say it right, BMW. I'm not a fan of their cars. They look ugly for me. In general, I just like the E30 in Group A/DTM spec and as production car. But there's no other production car I like for this manufacturer. Race cars, the E46 GT2 and the E92 GT2, they are also cool cars. I really loved when BMW raced 2010 and 11 at the 24-hour Nürburgring with the M3 GT2 to participate against Manthey with the 997 RSR. This was nice to have these GT2 cars back in the days, the 24-hour race. And BMW could manage to win the 2010 race with the first try of this car to go in there. But to be fair, Manthey was not with the RSR. They just were with a normal GT3R, GT3 car in 2010. So it was a slight advantage for BMW to go with a GT2 car in the race. Chaotic slap. The race is back to normal right now. Not much what is happening. Maybe Kimi can close the gap to Dan Ziller. Big and Krabi stick together. But we see that the Subaru is coming closer to the leading Hyundai. And we see that Krabi is ahead of Stick, but has some problems in Moodkurve, losing the momentum there, but can stay on track. There comes the attack from Stick. Now on the outside cannot do much going into Carousel because you are much faster if you can go on the left side, and we saw some problems there for Krabi again. He was just with half of the car in the carousel corner. So it was the possibility for Stick to go next to him through the carousel on the left side, getting back the position he lost before. Let's have a look for Danzilla and Kimi, because Kimi is the faster driver here, closing the gap. Will get his chance maybe on Dettinger Höhe. Zelum so far with a huge start, coming from P13 moving up to P5. Also a good start for expert times, P9 up to P4. Same for the Subaru in the production car class, coming from 7th place, moving up to 2nd place right now, setting pressure on the leader. Bad starts for Carbon and Mullet, and of course Drift, who had to go out of the race. And we see some problems for Ella laser guns. Huge mistake before Schwalbenschwanz going through the gravel. Luckily no damage, but we see again they started again with 100% fuel. Still, it confused me. And we see that Kimi could get an advantage out of the run through the travel from Stick. That Danzilla did also a mistake through Schwalbenschwanz. And we could see in production cars that the Subaru had some problems, losing a lot of time to the leader and losing the position to Blade. Let's have a look for the first curve. If the Viper can set an attack there, but gap is too big. So let's move to production car class. Sounds like you have to go to bed. If it is so, I wish you a good night. Or whatever time is in your zone right now, if it's the morning or whatever. Funny to see that the Subaru, even at daytime, is running the extra light bars on his hood. Let's see how fast the Subaru is on straights. Supra is a really fast car on straight line speed, like the Hyundai Elantra, and we can already see that the Subaru needs the slipstream to stay right behind. Can he set a move? He is going to the left side. Left side is the better side to do something in here. Is it enough speed advantage? It looks like he could go through. Back in 2nd position again. Subaru so high up in the air with his suspension. It's pure rally car feeling. But he has to pit right now. Pit stop in lap 2. We see his fuel bar that it was intentionally. Let's have a look for the overall leaders in the stint and overall in this grid. It's luckily our car that is a lead. So let's try to figure out what is the second lead. It is 7 seconds to Sebut, but if I remember correctly, it was not that much before. Last time we checked it was 4 seconds. So they both are on a huge run in this stint. Snowball in third position also with a good pace, but not as much as the other two in front. Rexpertise with a good lap after his first one, closing probably the gap to Snowball, and we see another position change for Stick and Grubby. Most likely Grubby was in the gravel at Arenberg before Fuchsröhre. Let's go on board for Kimi chasing Danzilla. This is lap number 3. Most of the GT fields will stop this lap. Probably Blazer will be the only driver who is going for a 4th lap, and there we see some problems for Danzilla, and Kimi does the same mistake, but even bigger behind. So this is not helpful to close the gap, but for Blazer it was. Blazer could close the gap and has the same mistake a few corners later. So nothing changed for these 3 in the end. But not to forget, Blazer has a really heavy car. So his other stints will be much quicker than the first stint, with less fuel in the car. Let's go on board for Expertise. He could finally close the gap to Snowball, aiming for P3. Let's have a fast look for Stint 11 lobby. There we can see that Fabi is still in lead, Ozzy in 3rd place, Okami still 4th place, Striker 5th place. So I guess Token Abyss is still in 2nd place since the top 4 hasn't had any changes. But we can see for position 1, 3 and 4. Fabi's lead to P3 already 9,000 feet, 11.5 thousand for P4, and 12.5 thousand to position 5. So huge gaps in there, but like I said, we do not know exactly where Token Abyss is compared to the leader in Stint 11. It was around 10 to 15 seconds before we had to go out of the lobby, switch a little bit back and forward. But now we are here on our screen with Expertise on board you, chasing down Snowball for P3. This lap, they will go to the pits. Expertise hoping for a fast pit stop to maybe get the Mercedes in there. But we will find out in a couple minutes. Snowball with slight touch on the grass, losing the momentum. Big chance for Expertise to set the move early on the straight. What could lead in a disadvantage. We see he immediately crossed the lines to not allow Snowball to go for the slipstream. But he can stay ahead. Snowball will most likely not do anything too risky in here, knowing that they have to go for another 9 laps and into pit lane in this lap. So let's just move fast through the fields. Yeah, Blazer will still run. All of the others have to pit. Maybe the Mustang will do 4 laps too. Krabi has enough fuel to do another lap. So I guess he will not go into the pits. Let's have a look on this. Like we thought, Laser Guns is going for the 4th lap, same as Krabi. But Laser Guns is still in P3. Ferrari Club and Seawood have pitted but could stay in front. Al Carbon can go for another lap, but he was already in pit at the start. So let's see where he is actually in the field after we saw almost all pits. He can go ahead of Stick, so he will be ahead of Krabi too, since Stick and Krabi were right next to each other. So Carbon is in 9th position in a clear view out of everyone after the pits. Let's have a look for the production cars, and we see that the Subaru has more problems to face. He is in 4th position now, so he lost another position to the Golf. And a lot of time to Blade. When we have a look on the map, this is a really huge gap. What was happening there, we have no idea, sadly. But this was a huge incident happening in there to lose that much of time. So we are going back to Rex Petice and Snowball, who are virtually fighting for P3 since Blazer has to go 2 pits in this lap. Production cars are starting their pit stops now as well. Just 30 seconds to go in stint 11. So they are almost done. So lobby 1 and 4 are already registered created in the results screen? Yes. They are working on results for Crit 2 also. Crit 3 is finished with stint number 11. So in around, I would say 20 minutes from here on, we can have the results after overall stint 11. So I asked my teammate from stint 11 what his lead was to Token Abyss. We will get the information in a few seconds, and there we have a small loading screen, but no, did not finish for someone. So this was the spectator issue we had to face in the game. Let's see, do we have another battle? Most likely not. Oh wait, let me check. Ah, the Subaru was that far behind because he already had a pit stop. Now everyone of them has done the pit stop and now he is back in second place. So there was no driver's mistake or something happening. It was just an undercut. So there we have the information. Token Abyss was 1,500 feet behind Fabi in stint 11. Aussie was 9,700 feet behind Fabi. Okami was 13,000 behind, and Striker at P5 was 14,600 feet behind Fabi. So really good run for Fabi in there, and also a great drive from Token Abyss. Since we do not really have a battle, just have a look for, let's say, 15 seconds or something around this timing to go through the field just to have a look for all the cars still left in this race. So we have Ferrari Club in P1, Seawood in second place. Blazerguns now in third, but he has to pit in this lap. Just let's have a look for his tires. Yeah, like I mentioned before, no problems to have issues with this 60% mark. Rex tires virtually P3 after Blazer will go into the pits in this lap. Followed by Snowball, who cannot go the pace to follow Rex tires closely. But still in reach if something happens to get back the position. Zelon in clean air in 6th should be ahead of Laser after this pit stop. Then Zilla in the fight with Krabi Denziller is faster. Krabi has to go into pits this lap 2. So he will not stay at this 8th position. There we have Kimi in the Dodge SRT Viper, flying past the two guys in pits, going to 7th position. Al Carbon going into the pits. Dick in 11th will go most likely ahead of Krabi again. Mudded, after facing issues in the first lap, is coming for his second pit stop already in 12th position, and this is last GT car for the stint. We lost one before the stint, we lost one in the first lap. Hello.
Alter, ich glaube, ich bin noch nie so ein gutes Rennen gefahren. Alter. Junge, habe ich das fliegen lassen. Es wäre sogar fast das perfekte Rennen gewesen, wenn nicht der Wolf seinen ersten Stint eins weggelegt hätte auf 4 Runden und ich dann deswegen, weil ich schon gestoppt habe, den wieder überholen müsste. Sonst wäre es das perfekte Rennen gewesen. So jede Sekunde des Rennens geführt.
Das ist so.
Der Sack. Aber den habe ich mir dann auch nochmal geschnappt beim Hotschleife und dann ging es wieder, Alter. Also, wer krass war der Token. Der Token-Abyss, der hat wirklich, wir sind vom Abstand her ungefähr gleich geblieben, bis zum bitteren Ende. Und ich habe mir immer gedacht, Alter, jetzt muss ich dich doch mal irgendwann meine beste Zeit, gültige, ist eine 8:12,7. Aber ich hatte, wenn ich die Runde noch zusammenkriege, hätte ich eine 8:11 gefahren. Eine 8:11,9. Aber den bin ich nicht losgeworden. Den ganzen Rest, den habe ich relativ schnell eingetütet, wie man hier in den Fachkreisen sagt.
Das war so lange, wie ich noch zugucken konnte, war das so die ganze Zeit so 10 bis 15 Sekunden Abstand. Mal eher ein bisschen aufgeholt, du dann mal wieder ein bisschen weggefahren.
Ja, das war dann halt auch dann, vor allem als dann die Überrundungen gekommen sind, so, wir haben auch schon Autos Runde 7 überrundet. Da dachte ich mir auch, okay, bei euch schwierig, ist auch wieder viel vorgefallen. Dann mit den Überrundungen war es auch mal so ein bisschen so ein Geben und Nehmen, wie halt Multiklasse ist.
Oh, wir sehen den Golf mit wenig Sprit. Der ist schon am Shortshiften und am Rollen.
Das war bei uns auch wieder einer in der Lobby, der meinte, es war ein Game-Bug, dass er in der Box gefahren ist und nicht tanken konnte. Also es wurde bei ihm anscheinend irgendwie übersprungen, meinte er. Da musste dann
irgendwie auf
irgendwie...
Englisch im Stream sonst unterwegs, nicht wundern.
Achso, ja, we can also talk in English if you want.
Last stint was a little bit chaotic in the first lap. We saw some incidents there with 2 cars facing the pits in lap 1, and we lost UDP Drift at the start of the Nordschleife section. He got murdered. There was a lot of damage on his car. No engine damage, so he would go back to pits if he wanted, but I can feel it that you will probably not be too motivated in the last stint to run for a solo race with damage and pits in lap 1. So yeah, he just went out of the lobby. And here and there, a few small stuff happening, and we are here on the Golf, who faced a huge problem because he's running out of fuel.
The Golf was very unlucky because in my stint, I think it was the Golf who disconnected, like 60 minutes before the end. Oh yeah.
Sounds like a diesel. Like
Yeah, maybe
just 60 to 70 miles per hour with 2000 to 2500 RPM. But yeah, I mean, he could run much faster than what he's doing because he still has 5.4%, and when we going on him, he was at 5.9. So he can go faster, but I mean, there's no rush for him. Not that it would matter if he goes faster or not. But he will get into the pits.
Yes. Maybe give me a small update. So Dario, or Ferrari Club, is leading. Comfortable, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, and then it's the
think
LMP
around 10
Ferrari.
seconds. Then Ferrari, followed by the Porsche, who is faster than Snowball. Zelum with the BMW in 5th position, then Zilla in 6th, Kimi in 7th, maybe able to close the gap after some time to Denzilla. Let's see. Blazer, as usual, started with 100% fuel, giving himself the huge disadvantage. So starting from now, he will be much faster than in the first tire stint. So let's see if he can close the gap to Denzilla and Kimi. Dick and Grubby were fighting for a longer time, but now have a gap. Al Carbon and Mullet already faced damage at the start of the race. They have a bigger gap in front. Production cars kinda are close to each other for some positions.
Maybe go there then?
Subaru is moving on a different strategy, undercutting them. Was some time at P2, now it's at P3. The Alpine behind him maybe can close the gap. Okay, but they are on the same strategy right now for the fuel, so was one undercut Stint and now he refueled more than the others to get back in place for his strategy to fit to all the other cars. This is most likely the reason why he could not go the pace Blade had in the Supra in front of him. Just because now he has the heavier car.
Oh, let's see. I think I've brought us back to P19. Yeah, we're back at
Possible?
P19.
Oh yeah, we have all the results.
Yeah. Let me check.
Just have to refresh the page again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just
And
first.
it is possible that we get P18 because they are just 0.3 miles ahead of us. And to be honest, Dario is much quicker than everyone they have.
Yeah. Just of curiosity.
Because we had a little bit sand in the qualifying, you see. Yeah, for Snowball, it's a good stint so far. Nothing happens in there. Rex Patice is just too fast for him. He could close the gap quite fast, that he overtake, and the gap gets a little bit bigger and bigger every single minute. But I think Snowball is in a good position to fight for P4 because I think Stalum in the M4 behind could maybe close the gap to Snowball over time. Slalom is on a good run. Like we can see, he started in P13, moving up to P4, to P5. So I think it's possible for him to go for P4 also.
Yeah, but I think like maybe we can catch P18, but I think then it's over. LMP Esports is far too much ahead.
for my team, everything is fine. We just had 2 crashes. One for me at night, where I lost around 1 minute. And in the morning, we had another incident where we had to have an extra pit stop also. So we lost around another minute in there. So actually, we just had 2 issues faced in this race, losing 2 minutes in general. But besides that, it's really clean for us. We are in lead since the first stint. We never lost the lead since that. So starting to get the race results, starting position in stint 3, we're all the time pole. And for now, after stint 11, we are overall in 19th position. And most likely, if nothing weird will happen, we will end in 18th position. Because the gap is quite small to them and our driver is much faster than their final driver. So yeah, if everything runs normal, we should end in overall P18 and clearly in lead in our group. Because we have had a lead of 14 kilometers after stint 11. Thanks for your follow. So yeah, we had almost 1 lap lead on the SFM Porsche, who is laser gun in right now for the last stint. So with the gap right now, we will most likely have a 1 lap lead to P2 at the end of the race. So it's an awesome race for us right now.
I mean, if you look at the timesheet, the overall podium, I think, is quite decided already. Like, Transfers Racing is going to win.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
12 miles
Noodle
ahead,
and
and
Cyprus,
Noodle is 7 miles ahead.
yeah, they both should make it to the top
Yeah.
3.
The interesting thing is, will Barcode be able to do 191 miles? Because this is the only thing they still have to try to get. Eclipse had in first stint 0.964, and the last stint should be compared to stint 1 also the fastest.
Yeah. That is a good question, actually. I mean, it's...
So yeah, stint 1, 2, 11, and 12 are the possible stints to set in the best results.
Yeah, but I think like especially 1 and 12. Maybe 11 a bit, but I feel like the first and the last are the fastest stints of all.
11 is fast too. Look at
Yeah.
Elias. Elias just had a difference of 0.1.
Yeah, fair.
So
that's fair.
Actually, same group.
Yeah. I mean, I was over a mile faster than in my first.
Skill issue.
Maybe tough luck. Maybe I got punted off the track. Maybe there were a lot of collisions and a lot of deaths. I mean, like the first stint, that was something special. Has the start been
Let's
as
have a
troublesome?
look for the gaps. Big incident for Seawood.
But I
He
think
is 9
he is
seconds
alright.
behind our car. obviously trying everything to close the gap or just to let our car not run out of distance too fast, because for now our car is still faster than the Ferrari. Lap for lap the gap gets bigger by just a bit, but yeah, Sebo does everything possible.
I mean, driving Ferrari, it's always on the edge, like because the rear is so loose, because you can't put aero on it, because then you will lose on the straights. So
yeah, but technically you can, to not lose time by facing off stuff like this to happen.
yeah,
And
sure.
on the map we see some problems here for the Golf.
No, it's the Viper again. Or is it? No, it's the Golf.
Oh my god, it was so close.
That was bloody
Blazer
close.
almost rear-ended the Golf, who has some problem to go back in straight line. What is this guy doing?
Do you know Austin Powers? Like this one scene?
Nope.
Ah, man.
This was close for Blazer to kill two cars in this situation there.
Yeah,
This
I feel
was
like
a Code Brown moment. He has to take a shower after this stint.
because but Blazer, I feel like, or the SFM car is the only car besides us who didn't have a major collision or a DC, right? I feel like because everybody else had at least one total damage car or a DC, so I mean, we're still going to drive 50 minutes, so. But
they only faced small issues here and there. One stint they had 179 miles and one was 180.9. So, and that's one for 181. So yeah, 3 stints which were not totally clean, but around 180 miles is still a good result that you can say you haven't faced any huge issues. But I mean, this is the curiosity we have in our grid. I mean, we have no car without any incidents, because we also faced 2 incidents in lead. But it feels like besides the top 2 cars, everyone faced brutal difficulties in this race. We lost so many cars within the first stint, where we could already say we have probably,
I think we were down
5-6
to 4
cars to go for the win.
Yeah,
and
but
after stint 2, we went down to, I think, 5 cars, which were going in a clean position.
Yeah, 5 cars that are still in the lead lap. And I feel like 4 cars within a half a lap, which on other tracks is still 2 laps, 3 laps down.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was stint 3 or stint 4 where we only had 3 cars in lead lap.
Yeah.
So after just a few hours, our grid was totally fucked up already, because so much stuff happened there. Most likely lead as a result out of the first stint already and the second stint. But yeah, still I love to see that everyone participated in 411 stint still, and that we just lost 1 car before the start of stint 12.
Yeah, that has
awesome
to be
to see.
The moral of Lobby C was really nice, because I mean, I get the frustration when it's the first stint and your car DCs or something like that, but it's kind of sad that, I mean, you prepare at least a week in advance, and then because of 1DC you put everything in the trash and say like, yeah, okay, doesn't
I
bother
mean,
me
you know
anymore.
what we are talking about. Sebring flashbacks.
I mean, I had the and you had to drive because
Yeah.
yeah.
Every single stint starting from the last place, going through the field, having so much struggle to go through the field because Sebring is not the easiest track to overtake. It
Yeah.
was tough.
Yeah, what can I say? You're welcome. I wanted to give you a bit more action. So we have the stick and mullet. Porsche.
Mullet obviously the faster driver because he already faced damage in lap 1, so he lost a lot of time.
So
But
there were
is climbing back in the grid right now with stick in front of him. Same for Carbon. These two guys had damage lap 1 with already pit stop lap 1.
Do you know what happened?
We haven't seen what was happening to Mullet. We have had a view on Carbon. I think Carbon was... I'm not 100% sure anymore, since so much stuff happens in all the stints on stream. But I think the double left, which is coming now in stream, I think there he has had the accident.
Yeah,
I'm not sure anymore.
The tire ball on the right side, I feel like killed a lot of people.
Yeah, but he had damage front and rear.
That's a bit weird.
Luckily, just, I think if I remember correctly, 7% on his engine, but the rest was killed. Two suspensions and 2 brakes were killed.
That is writing, Mullet will get a penalty for stint 10. I mean, I don't know what happened in there, but yeah. I feel like there will be a lot of SIs.
Yeah.
Maybe not as much with track extending like in Le Mans, but overall here and there were some pretty questionable moves that have been committed, especially in the first laps.
The gap from P2 to P3 is so huge. And this is Blazer who has to pit, so Snowball is in actually P3 again. He is in front of Rex Patais.
Oh yeah. I mean,
and we see the switch in production cars because of still different strategies we face in here. Blades is coming out of pit right now in P3 behind the Subaru, right next in front of Scenarias in the Alpine from LMP.
The Alpine and the Super have been battling. I feel like they've been very, very close, those two teams, throughout the 24.
But problem is the Supra faced one disconnect.
Yeah, that is.
Normally they would be in second place, and I think it would be an obvious and safe second place, but yeah, like we can see here, they started from P18, so this was P5 in their grid. So they lost 3 positions, and I think there's no way back to climb up.
That's really sad, because they have a really like
the others had no issues like that. So I mean, our orange Hyundai, they have the race in their class like we have in ours. They are at the front of their group since the beginning on, having a clean 24-hour race. Pace car on the back? What is the pace car on the back? Official pace car. Okay. Haven't seen it so far. Let me check the SPT class. NDL is not in lead anymore. They had faced a disconnect, I see. In Stint 9, they had a disconnect. They lost first place. NDL stuff happened as usual.
Yeah, NDL, man.
This is brutal.
First.
So they are in a safe second spot, but the Golf that started at P3 will win the race. Because this guy is 6 miles in front. And actually the pole setter in a Hyundai from Grid 2 will finish in 3rd place. So a lot of stuff happened there for Grid 1. We lost 3 production cars from the first grid. So Willett is in front of Dick right now, but I was having a look for our production cars. So, like we said, the orange Hyundai from Team Enthusiast is the leading car, 4 miles ahead of the LMP Alpine, and the Alpine is 1.7 miles ahead of the MS Racing Community Toyota Supra, which is the green livery car Byron is driving right now. So nothing in here will happen because but this is funny. The top 5 is overall in grid also next to each other. So our top 5 is position 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 in overall production cars.
Yeah.
But most likely gaps are too huge. Nothing will change in their positions are like they are, but something funny is the Subaru and the Golf were going into this last stint with 0.5 miles in between. But yeah, the Golf is much slower. The Subaru just faced so many incidents to be at the position like they are, and we can already see here the Golf is not close to be able to do something against the Subaru. So everything will stay like it was before the stint. Production cars will not rotate some positions through.
Am I wrong,
I
or
will
is
try to figure out for our GT class if there's something. And actually there is the LMP Ferrari and the AR Enduro Ford Mustang? Who's the driver in there?
probably
Riker.
Right?
Riker. In here? No, who's the last guy? No, it's Mullet. So Mullet and Seaboots have almost the exact same distance, so Seaboots will win this fight. They are 0.016 miles. So they are almost the exact same distance after 22 hours. This is awesome.
Yeah. Wasn't Mullet and the Stick quite close to each other, and Groovy is now between them? Am I wrong?
I think he
was in
pit again, Mullet.
Maybe that.
Yeah.
Maybe because of
yes.
that. Yeah. Mullet pitted as well. Okay.
Yes.
So we have to wait till Stick quits and then see if there's a position change.
Yeah. Rex Baptized with many problems. Remember, he was faster than Snowball and was actually in P3, and now he was losing the position to Salem as well, just in P5. We have another fight with only 1 mile, almost exactly 1 mile, in between Snowball and Grubby. Snowball is in front and is in front in this race too. So this battle is also not held on track, and the rest looks like is done also. So yeah, potentially we would have had 2 fights in the last stint, but out of the driver's pace, sadly we do not see the fight on track because there's a huge difference in pace. From Seawood to Mullet and Snowball to Grubby. We see some problems for Byron and Toyota Supra.
Yeah, but I don't think it's that big of an impact. No.
Just going through the grass.
I mean, now that the race comes to an end, do you think it was better to use streetcar production cars than, let's say, touring cars for the slower car group?
I mean, for the lap times, it would not make that huge kind of a difference because, yeah, I mean, touring cars are faster, but just give them 5 or 10% handicap or stuff like this.
Yeah, and give them maybe
And
some
this
weight
is
balance.
fine. But the big thing is, touring cars, you can do everything on the setup. And this is, in my opinion, a nice thing they did here with the production cars to limit it a lot of parts to stock, street, or sport stuff that you cannot adjust. You
Yeah,
have
that's
no
true.
aero parts. I think you cannot do something with the gearbox. I think
And
suspension is
the gearbox you can change. It's the springs and it's the bump. And I feel like also anti-dive you can't change.
okay, but I was curious to see the Supra with his original 8 gears. So I thought with a race gearbox it will go down to 6.
I don't think that the race gearbox is changing the amount of gears anymore. I know because in the past it was, but I don't think that in this game the gears remain the same no matter how much you use or are available. I mean, I can check
Yeah, I
that.
was never really into production cars in this game. Last time I was doing stuff with production cars was Forza 4. There we see
I mean,
some small take for the Rolizek, or how to pronounce this right.
yeah, you probably butchered it.
Is it possible for the Subaru maybe win this stint? I mean, top 4 is not with huge gaps in between. Stuff can happen that the Hyundai is maybe not able to win every single stint here.
Brad. So, the name you tried to butcher, that's the TORA president, actually. I knew he was a staff member, but didn't know he was the president. So there, okay, because Carbon is now in the pits, and there's another
It
position.
has problems.
Oh no!
Incident 4 blades
Oh no!
and blue plots.
Model Supra again.
He almost lost everything. This is something they do obviously not like to face in the last stint. Half an hour to go.
That's tough. Can he make it? I mean, like, the GTs could, but they had more power, right? But maybe if...
I think they will. I mean, if you have 100%, it doesn't matter how much horsepower you originally have, because I think it's kind of the same for every single car in the end if you have 100.
I mean, what's kind of good for them is because they have 8 gears, they probably have a very short first gear.
Yeah. Snowball also with some problems to face.
You can make it on that engine.
Is through and Rexpertise is again right behind him. Before it was a huge lead for Snowball to Zelum and Rexpertise.
Really
so
close.
I guess he has some damage, probably. Yes, he has. Looks like Fluke Plots too.
Oh, 2 guys in the same
Typical
lap.
front left damage.
Yeah.
Luckily no engine damage, but still this will cost him with the longer pit stop, I think around 70 seconds. Because from Mutkurve, with this amount of damage to the pits, it was 35 seconds I lost on track. Plus 10 more seconds, I think, for the pit stop. So I was at 45 seconds losing with damage like this. But from fluke plots to the pit lane, it is much longer to fight you back on the track to pits. And there we see Rexpertise on the gravel also.
Some wall riding, but that shouldn't damage your car.
No damage for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, Snowball will probably lose with the repairing time 60 to 70 seconds. If I had to get a hot take, and there's another incident. He touched Rexpertise on the back, and Rexpertise wins because of that. Still no damage for him.
You might want to clip it.
Lot of seconds he lost there. And he's losing the position to Denzilla.
But he still has no damage, right?
He still has no damage, but
okay. Yeah.
He will risk everything now, I guess, in this race for the last 27 minutes to give completely a fuck on this race, touching Denzilla in this fast left corner.
I mean,
when there's a production car in front of them, they have to pass through Mutkurve now.
Well, yeah.
It's the Supra for TNR plate.
No, it's not the Supra, it's the Byron.
Small miscommunication for Rexpertise. Little touch on the back of the Supra that would go through right now. And we see Snowball with the damaged car in front of Denzilla now.
So Denzilla could go up to P4.
Exactly. Through
because he overtakes
Denzilla, Rexpertise behind. going through now.
And now he lets him pass.
So top 2 is out of reach for all the others driving in an own league in this stint. We see that, like we talked before, the Hyundai is in struggle to help pace, and he lost the lead to
Is the Barrett's in front?
the Subaru, who came from last place,
Crazy.
going up in front for the last 25 minutes. He is leader now. Hyundai is strong on straight line speed with slipstream, setting the attack on the outside. He was ahead, but could not really hold the line, had to brake kinda early
Still has
to get
24
the
minutes
car
left.
back on the lane. The Subaru still on another strategy. We see he is the first one to go into pits, setting the undercut. So he has to get more fuel compared to all of the others. GT leaders are in pits too. Let's try to get the lead gap our car has. He would still in pits. Go out of it right now. It's a 14-second lead, so
Yeah.
it was like always when we checked, almost the same, but a little bit bigger than it was before. The others are going for pits right now.
Floppy and Snares, they've pitted as well. Floppy is now out. So there was quite a gap.
Floppy is for me also a surprise to be with a good gap lead to scenarios in this position. So
I mean, like,
was
I think
something happening for the Alpine then there? Because before he was at P3 without Floppy existing near him.
I mean, Floppy improved because of the collision of the Supra.
Yeah, but scenarios should be in front of him, I thought. And wait, wrong Supra.
Let's look at the
There
GT,
is late.
midfield. I feel like Rex Bataille, Stanzilla, they are quite close.
Yeah. So the Supra is at Hohe 8. From here on, he was already going through the worst sections. Now he will only face downhill sections, and he will reach the pit lane in a few minutes.
So now, battle for P5, Stanzilla versus Rex Bataille.
We can go for onboard in here. Laser is in front of them, but still has to go into the pit lane, same as Grubby. These two will pit at this last opportunity they have to. We saw that you had to overlap, but we will stay in here. So Blade is now in last position. They both could go through as well. But I still would like to know what was happening to Rex Bataille to lose so much time, while we thought he is in a safe third spot, going backwards to virtually fifth after Blazer is going into pits in this lap. But he lost 2 positions and a lot of time, and it doesn't look like he can get back into where we thought he will be.
I mean, he should be a bit quicker. But I mean, all the struggles. Oh, there's another GT. It's Blazer.
Blazer, yes.
With a huge lockup in Arenberg. I mean, for Danzilla, it wouldn't have mattered anyways, because with his stop, he would be far behind. But having the car now between him and Rexpertise could help as well.
I don't think it will matter in here, because I don't think he can close the gap.
Yeah, right now it doesn't look like it. But now we have the BMW on third spot. I mean, I didn't look at all the stints, but that is probably the best result I've seen so far. I mean, they got pretty unlucky in the first stint.
Yeah. Oh, there's the LMP Alpine car to left. In quite a fast section there. This costs a lot of time. This is the good to go for Rexpertise to close in the gap. We see problems for Danzilla going onto the crest again. Oh, there we go.
No.
This was huge for Rexpertise. Gap is gone. Fight for P4 is now in here. Blazer has 2 pits at the end of the lap. So now it's the advantage for Danzilla to have Blazer in here. Like I thought before, it will not make a difference, but now it is.
Yeah, I mean, but now
Will he let Rexpertise pass because he knows that he still has 2 pits?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was not 100% intentionally, but I think he knows that he is not supposed to be in the fight for P4, so he will let him have to go like this.
Yeah. I mean, he's now not really in the draft, but like one more luck with another production car, and he could be really up the toes of Danzilla. But that seems fine.
Face some others. I mean, the Subaru. This was floppy. Yeah, this was floppy. So the Subaru is maybe in reach to catch, but if they catch him, it will be most likely at the straight line. So no overlap pass anymore for them for the rest of the race, I would say.
Well, I feel like Blade should now be almost at the pits, right?
Oh wait, they have to. The Hyundai will be behind after his pit stop. So yeah, I don't think they have to face another lap pass. They are in clean air right now and have to do it normally on track without any other possibility around that. Blade is in pits now with his damaged Supra.
I mean, that probably cost him like 10 minutes or something? 8? No, that's a bit too much, right?
You can have a look on the map because he was supposed to be around.
Oh, Rexpertise. Almost
was
the car.
Close one, yeah.
And Blade goes through.
Seconds.
I mean, Schwalbenschwanz is kind of tricky. It's really bouncy
I would
and
say
you don't
play
get it right.
5 minutes, something like this.
Yeah. Bloody huge.
Another 15.5 minutes to go. So a little bit less than 2 laps for the GT cars. Dario still in lead. Let's have a look for the gap. "17 seconds, so 3 seconds bigger than it was before. And we could see that we have a fight for 11th place without Carbon setting pressure onto Stick. And Blazer did
And there is
another
a super.
mistake. Rex Patice is through and Blazer is in box now. And there we have some
Oh.
issues with lapping the Supra.
But they go out all fine and they are now very close, coming up on Dottinger Höhe.
Production cars are kinda sorted. I think nothing will happen there anymore. GT
Maybe in the
cars?
front, maybe P1.
No,
Not
this
really.
is done.
So, but now let's look at the straight line
We
performance.
have maybe a chance for Snowball to catch Kimi for a fight, and we have this in here. And let's see where Krabby will come out of the pits. I mean, Carbon is much faster than Stick. Once he is through
Yeah.
right now, I don't think there will be another fight between these two. Mullet miscalculated when he had to stop in
Oh.
first lap and has to
Yeah.
do an extra pit stop. So, Krabi is coming out of pits now. Where are Carbon and Stick?
They are now
Here
coming
they
down.
are coming. I don't think Stick can do something in here.
Well,
Carbon may has the chance to catch up Krabi. But there's the attack for Stick on the inside, now on the outside.
side by side through the Ford chicane.
And
I mean,
it looks like he's through.
Carbon probably will not give up so easily. I mean, your best chance is on a GP circuit. Because we've seen so many multiple times that trying to overtake the Schleife itself is so dangerous and so tricky. But the Stick places his Porsche quite decent.
On the camera for this fight and on the map we are going for P6, P7 to have a look if Snowball is able to catch up to Kimi in this last 11 minutes 40 seconds to go.
Maybe one other question. So after your stints, what was your favorite part of the Schleife? Because for me, I feel around the last part, like between Hohe Acht and Eiskurve, Pflanzgarten, I feel like there's like these corners are so much fun to drive. And
I see Grid 1 is through. They are finished already 2.5 minutes ago.
okay, so we can now congratulate Friends First Racing for another victory.
Yes. NDL in second place, and Cyprus in third place.
Cyprus or Cyprus? I don't know.
Cyprus.
Probably. Or just CR, and we're fine.
Something happened here on the map where we were looking for Snowball and Kimi, but there was... No, it was just a left car. Okay. Because I saw a slow red dot, but it was a left car, not an LGT.
I mean, but Kimi still has to lap some production cars. Like, this could be a chance for Snowball to catch up, like Rex Bataille did on Denzel.
But it's just one car.
Yeah, but I mean, one car is maybe all Snowball needs.
Yep.
Because especially in Wehrseifen and the triple right corner.
Let's have a look for this left car. But it's on the straight.
Okay.
It will actually be good for Kimi, probably. He can set the overtake before Mutkurve and Snowball can't.
What? With a lot of grass?
Yeah, he is losing a lot of time there. Had to brake to not go into the back of the Impreza.
Okay, but that was his probably that was his last chance. There are now no more production cars ahead.
Yeah.
So we still have to go 8 minutes. And then we're done as well.
So top 5 looks like they are fixed. Snowball has a little bit more than 1 lap to go trying to catch Kimi. Out of his pace, he has the potential to catch up. What can he do? We will see. Position 8, 9, and 12 is fixed also. So we get the fight for 6 and 7. Maybe we have to fight for 10 and 11. Production cars are set it like they are. I mean, Scenarios is in reach for Floppy, but not much happens there since a few minutes, so I don't think something will happen there.
Carbon tries maybe a move? Okay, but thinks better of it.
And we can see that Snowball could close the gap to Kimi. Kimi probably with a mistake. But we see another production car in front here. It's Floppy. They have to overlap Floppy in here.
Yeah,
and we see another mistake for Kimi going through the crest again. There is also the Supra of Tien up late. Kimi lost the position to Snowball. Has the Supra damage again? No damage this time.
Okay.
But Snowball is through.
I mean, if Kimi can keep up, he can maybe retake the position. Big slide for Snowball, so he will have to draft. And the Viper and the Mercedes should be
Viper
equal.
is fast enough.
Normally,
Viper should not be fast enough. Because I could stay in front of the Viper there. I just let him pass once when I let him pass intentionally.
Okay. Because I feel like the NDL Viper hit without draft 177, 178. So he's side by side. But Snowball has the preferred line.
See, the side draft is enough for the Mercedes to stay in front. This is the advantage the Mercedes has compared to the Viper.
So now, maybe Kimi's last real chance to overtake Snowball.
So, one time from the first and a little bit of Nordschleife. We see that Carbon was facing some problems. He has
There's Mullet.
a little bit engine and gearbox damage, and he lost a lot of time to stick. So
And now
there
Mullet
was
is behind him.
an accident for him. Mullet is now behind. Mullet does not know that he has slightly less power than he should have. But maybe this is the key for Mullet to catch him for the last 5 minutes and a bit. So we will stay on Mullet and to have a look on map for Snowball and Kimmy, because I think Snowball will stay in front. He is the faster driver, so I don't think Kimmy can do something on the Nordschleife section for the last 5 minutes.
Yeah. I don't know how much like 1 or 2% gearing damage does, but 2% engine damage should be around 10 to 15 horsepower less for the Mercedes. And you can really see it how much this affects him on the straight.
Yeah.
So Mullet is now really close to him, and he should be able to pass him before the Schleife, maybe on the back end or back straight.
Maybe already setting a dive bomb in. You never know.
You never know.
Ah,
You
not this
never
time.
know.
Not this time.
Oh, very late on the brakes. Oh, and now he onto the gravel. So, yeah, no need for a dive bomb.
No need for dive bomb.
Yeah. Okay, so then I feel like all positions are quite sorted, except for maybe Snowball and Kimmy. But the gap is
I don't
there
think
also
that's something will happen there.
increasing.
I think this race is done.
So
Danke für den Raid, Ruby. 3 Minuten zu fahren in unserem Stint.
3 minutes left. Do you think Dario will get onto Dettinger Höhe? Yeah, he should. He should absolutely. I mean, I was at Galgenkopf, so he should be maybe Antoniusbucher?
It's a 3-second lead for Floppy ahead of Cyanarias, but it is like this for a long distance already. So there will nothing happen between these two because they have almost the exact same pace since the last pit stops. So we will stay with our car for the last two.
Some lawn mowing. But that was one of our better races, I have to say. I mean, probably with Le Mans and Daytona. I mean,
we cannot count Daytona. Daytona was a little bit cheated.
Yeah. I wouldn't call using NDL beats as cheating. But yeah, without him, we would have been nowhere. But that's the first endurance race since Daytona that Beats actually finished or didn't have a DC or any huge shunt.
It's the first race Elias could finish with NDL.
Yeah. I mean, it would have been quite funny if we had.
Danke für den Follow, Rollies Games.
Yeah, but I feel
we
like
have to go for another 70 seconds until this is over here. Zipping through the positions, but still I think nothing will happen. We have 2 bots on the track, which are kinda... Oh, we have some action here because of Al Carbon. Because of Alcarbon, Stenarius is now right behind Floppy.
That is.
So we get a spicy last minute for these two because of Alcarbon and GT car who faced some problems in here. But I don't think the Alpine can do something on the straight, so he has to do some aggressive move in the corner right now, maybe with the AMG in front of them. But I don't think he can do something now. There is a straight with only one corner left, so I think this is over.
I don't think the slipstream is strong enough. And Mullet had also a position change with stick, or?
Yes, true.
Yeah. That is. And now they have to. Or now, because we are a bit delayed. Like, they have 5 seconds left.
This is no delay. This is no delay. They are doing something they are not supposed to do.
I mean, like, last time it was
Same
around 10
for
seconds.
Alcarbon. Yeah, but what are these guys doing?
Okay, that is now correct. Oh, that is. You probably clipped that.
Yeah, I clipped everything happening from
wild
20-minute mark to 1930 because Carbon, Mullet, and Stick definitely not braked when they were supposed to break down. Stick tries to fix the situation a little bit, but this is still much more distance than he is supposed to have, and Carbon, I don't know. I will not say anything for this here. We have my clip. If anyone likes to use this clip to do something, you can write me. I can share it on Xbox. I mean, you have it on my stream also. You can rewatch to do stuff with it like here. But this is definitely not the end you would like to see what these three drivers did in here.
That was ridiculous. I mean,
yes.
That I really don't have any other words for that, because I mean, you may be a bit too late and maybe break at 1958 or something, but like the stream never ever has a delay of 40 seconds to completely shunt into other cars that are already too late to brake.
The delay we have here is something around 2 to 5 seconds and not 15, 20 or 30 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think a car will even have more.
If you are in spectator mode and someone is braking 5 seconds too late, it was probably a little bit too late, actually, to be fair, but it's in an okay range. But yeah, what happens there was clearly not what it was supposed to be. Yeah, dramatic.
I mean,
for this race.
I would like to know what
ended like it started.
Yeah. Now the circle is complete. I mean, I would really like to know what's going on right now on the voice. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
Maybe
we have to
Dario can go to our VC after that and tell us what was going on there.
Yeah, I mean, the TORA president is there as well. I mean, he will probably solve the situation in whatever way the regulation seems fit for that. But yeah, that's not quite the end, but like a chaotic end to a chaotic race or a start. So this
Subaru won actually the last stint.
is probably the first stint win for the Subaru, right?
I think so.
Yeah. And also, I think the first podium for the BMW in the GT class.
True.
Yeah. I mean, fair play to them that they didn't take the disconnect and try to continue to drive, even though it meant that their result was even worse than the disconnect. Because I feel like for the first stint they have 110 miles or something like that. So I mean, with that a disconnect already somewhat ruins the race, but 70 miles being behind 70 miles after the first stint, that is also quite game over.